Welcome everyone, it's Favorite Dragonmar. It's time for some more Raid Shadow Legends. We are going to be continuing. We only have space for two, so... Of course! Of course. Of course, it's dupes. Anyway. So... we are going to do some stuff. Starting with an Arbiter mission. So, if you will remember... we were supposed to get a 6-star Ascended. Champ, we can do that now. And do the progress mission. And make Fenax actually relevant. For... what is the current... it might rotate to that. Anyway, we're going to be going down the gauntlet. Oh, it now preserves my progress. Okay, now we can actually go further down the gauntlet of death. Now, there's several ways that I can do this. We're going to see how far we can actually go now. Now that it has preserved my progress. Yeah. Fenax, he's going to be very important for a lot of purposes. I will show his gauntlet later. Yeah. We're going to want to go with this setup as much as I can. If we do have to go more healing, I'm considering going Ally Protect. That's what I'm considering. But we're going to consider how far we want to go. I'm just doing this for the damage. But lately the damage is so low that we're just going to go with more heals. And I would rather go to my clan chat because I don't know what stupid account selling is going on. I'm thinking I will be needing even more damage mitigation as we push the envelope. This is the account where we're going to do it first. Because I want to see how far can we go. It may involve more support. Because like I said, this boss gets to be very terrifying as we move our way up through the fires of insanity. Yeah, I am considering using Syl as a replacement. Because I think after this, at the very minimum, we are going to need more healing. overall, like, constant Baumel style passive healing. That's what we're going to need. Because without that, we're going to get owned. Like, we're going to want passive healing, block buffs, ally protect, the full gauntlet. Because this boss is going to start to hit, as you can clearly see, very, very hard. I'm not even sure if we're going to live. And that's how hard this difficulty is, and then it goes up. I was hoping, above hope, that I was going to get someone better than 2 stinking, worthless dupe rares. If it was not even a dupe rare, then that would be great, but it's a dupe rare, so it's only worth 150 points. Vogoth is very useful in this fight because he absorbs the main shock damage of the boss, making it so you can go up much easier and higher than normal. But I still think that I'm gonna want, well, actually, I'm also gonna want to book Rector Drath. I don't know why I haven't yet, because that would be very useful in a lot of content. That's the fact, right? That is a fact. So, because of that, I'm probably going to do it. Because I need points. Is there a head? Again. Which is awful. But it is the bitter reality. Vogoth is helping out. There we go. Alright. So what we're going to do is, we are going to start to try to book Rector Drath. And we're also going to check her gear. Because Rector Drath is very useful. Alright, spirit form, good. Not exactly what I wanted. Oh, more heals. That's nice. Scepter damage 5%. Not really useful. Not useful again. No. Still worth it for the points. No. No. We're still getting a lot of points with this, by the way. Necro Mutation's getting a buff. Spirit Form's getting a buff. Okay, Spirit Form, I think, is perfectly done. I think we're good for now on that. Ooh, we could upgrade Godseeker and use her in this mix. Blade of Blessings. Guardian Angel. Well, that's pretty much everything you need on this champ. Well, that's fully booked. All right, not bad. Not bad. See, and I've even pulled ahead. Let's go. Let's go. I don't think I want to pull the voids until later. I have to keep climbing. So, we're also going to want just more generalistic heals in this boss fight, because I want to see if I can get up there. So, we're going to take him out. We're going to leave Vogoth in. We're going to put Syl in and try this mix. If that fails, we'll also use Godseeker. There's a number of tactics that one can use. Because I could just make a reviver team, if that's needed at this point. It is always good to have revivers. You can have them for a lot of different purposes. So the amount of heals on this team is pretty insane with the block damage. So if they take any damage through that, there's always the heals. Because, yeah, I didn't get any legendaries this game, so this match, that's why I'm resorting to this strategy. Now, can I get to the top there? I'm not sure. Do I have close to... I do have to check scrolls later, Minotaur scrolls. So we'll see what we can do. I'm going to see if I can actually climb further along this path. Or to climb as high as I can. I have to farm more food again because I used it for Fenax, and my other champs need it too. They need love and attention, like Bellower needs it. Yeah, a bunch of champs need it. Yeah, decreased attack is going to be a pretty potent debuff versus this boss, to be honest. Like, think about it. Think about how much damage we're dealing extra. Well, not damage. Like, decreased attack is good just to stop the boss from obliterating us. As a reminder, everyone, this boss does some serious damage. It may not look like it does, but just put something semi-squishy in here right now. None of these champs are squishy, really. See, like, she's actually kind of in a tanky build, this Demetha. She's, like, built for Bommel, and she nearly died. So, yeah, this boss is starting to hit really, really hard. You see this? You see his damage? Like, this is a reason why I'm putting this many heals in here, is because I'm concerned. I'm concerned about a lot of things. Because I've got to keep both the Rector and the other one alive. Okay, yeah, decrease attack is going to be god tier here. Mainly just to stop the boss from being really painful. Because it has no block revives. You can abuse that at least. Right? We all can agree on that. That should kill it, right? Hey! Stage 8. Stage 9. Okay, we're getting into the danger zone. Because we're getting up here on this crazy boss. I may actually have to swap Rector out for Godseeker potentially. Or like put Rector away from the middle. Because this boss is going to start to really smack. Syl still works here. Even in basically hell. She still works. You just have to give her the gear. You have to give her resist and HP. And defense. And just pump those stats to the ceiling. And voila, she works. And since her damage is based on defense, you do not need to build attack on Syl. In fact, I discourage you from building attack on Syl because attack does not do anything for Syl. It's one of the reasons why whenever you see a Syl, she's so tanky. Because she is a defense-based damage dealer, as much as she may not appear to be one. She is also genuine Nordic Dragonborn. Yes. Even in situations where others would flee, she stands there and does her job, along with Rector and Demetha. Don't let Demetha's size fool you. Demetha is actually incredible. Drexthar, it's kind of self-explanatory. He is the living incarnate in this game of Diablo. He is quite literally Diablo incarnated in this game. And Diablo is obviously going to be very good for this boss, and he's a very valuable fusion, and I highly recommend everyone fuse Drexthar because he is so useful for so many dungeons. In fact, it's well worth having even 2 of him because, yeah, like I said, he's very good in dungeons. He's good in arena too. He can nuke in plat arena. I've seen it. I've seen content creators do it. He nukes in gold. He's not a bad champ. His biggest weaknesses revolve around the fact, number 1, he's force affinity. Like, he's defense-based, so that's good. But that also means decreasing his defense is a problem. He's a little tricky to gear, because you want high resist, high defense, and high accuracy. Like, you want a number of stats. The accuracy is to make his burns and provoke and decrease attack land. His other big disadvantage, okay, he's Force Affinity, which means he's weak to Spirit Affinity. Stuff like Michelle's. He weak hits and stuff. What else is he weak to? Trying to think what else could I do here. Because I've got to have a way of... Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing that no shame, just because... We're at the point, right, where if any part of the team comp fails, we're dead. Like, we are straight up dead, potentially, here. So, I'm going to try to put Godseeker in here as a sub, just to see if she can do some more rezzing than even Rector can. That's what I'm going to experiment with. And also experiment with even more durable gear for Rector. Because we're at the point, right? We're at the point in the fight, in this boss fight, where you need some very powerful support in order to get up here, because the boss starts to do massive amounts of damage. He starts to actually be the Doomsday Machine. That's the truth. He doesn't start... He starts off as a moderate Doomsday Machine that attacks lower level players. And then he levels up into an actual Doomsday Machine. As we get well past... Yeah, as we start to go up, he starts to become an actual Doomsday Machine. So... that's going to be a problem. Now... we have come to a point where we have to say goodbye, at least temporarily, at least experiment with something new. Because we're running into uncharted waters. So, how am I going to want to approach this? Well, we're going to want to start with more revivers. Revivers and buff extenders. So we can put several new things into the revivers and buff extenders. We're basically in Doom Tower hard mode at this point. So that's why I'm experimenting with more rezzers, more revivers, more healing. It's because we're getting into the really hard version of this boss. A version so hard that even my supports are suffering. So that ultimately is why I'm resorting to these tactics. See, we're starting to get to the point where the boss just starts doing one-shots and other heinous things. Because he just does that much damage now. He becomes very bomb-like, but without the bombs. He does have the fire. As you can see, he is starting to hit insanely hard. This is why unkillable is useful in this setup. Because when you get to the higher level, the boss starts to slam like a Mack truck. That's the truth of it. The ugly truth about what this boss actually does at higher levels. If you're wondering, my Syl is in an incredibly disgusting build. Her build is meant to literally survive Bommel. So, because it's specifically designed to survive Bommel, that's why she's not dying. Likewise with Vogoth. They're specifically designed to withstand extreme punishment. That's why that they are making it here. I have to make my other Godseeker in the same fashion. Although we are already hitting the ceiling. So we're going to attempt to use Rector again and see if that works better. Or Mr. Drockle. We're going to try Drockle. Turn on the light over here. I'm trying to figure out some strategies of champs I have. Defensive champs. You know? Shield up. Oh, I could book Drockle. That could be neat. Since I didn't get any legendaries this time, I could book them for Faction Wars. But yes, this is where the guy actually becomes really evil, rather than theoretically. A lot of my teammates will never get to see the true extent of this guy's evil without the right team. Because in the end, we're going to need a lot of heals. As you can clearly see. to keep this going. Stuff that's tanky. Because it gets to the point where the boss itself, if you don't have that, your whole team wipes. So making a team comp disgustingly tanky becomes mandatory the higher you go up. Also, in other news, today in Elder Scrolls, my DC character finally reached max mount speed. 6th house tossed me a while back. A lot of guilds randomly toss me. So I just have to do measures to make use of that. Seems that Guardians of the Grey hasn't tossed me, so because of that. Right now what I'm attempting to do here is I'm just trying to get some damage in. Seems like I just don't have the support, or that doesn't work as enough support. Yeah, I just can't seem to get past stage 10. Let's see. What kind of mad healing do we need here? Let's try that, and if that fails, we'll go with a different strategy. But yeah, we're getting to the point where I just don't have enough protection. Like, I'm seriously considering helping out Ultimate Death Knight and getting him into the mix. Because that, I think, is going to maybe be the answer. I know that Vogoth has to frontline. Because if Vogoth doesn't frontline, we are in Omega trouble. Because someone has to soak the smacks of this wicked boss. If we don't have someone soaking the smacks of him, we are in trouble. Like, he gets almost as bad as Bommel as you level up. Not quite, but almost. Because, yeah, I don't want to put Rector as the front line in this scenario. Maybe need more decrease attack. The real issue is getting my support. Just getting... If we beat this... Okay, I've decided Demeath is more worth it at the moment. So we're just going to have to be patient here. Because I think this really is my limit. Alright, we're just going to have to Demeath of Ogoth it out then. So be it. We're literally just going to have to do it this way. We're literally going to have to do it Bommel style. We're just going to have Bogoth do it. Oh my god, what is that damage? Yeah, okay. Well then. Seems like I've hit the limit. My limit is stage 9. That seems to be my limit, and I don't know of a way around it, and we're just going to have to farm stage 9. That's it. I've figured out my limit. Now I just got to play within it. Yep, that is my limit. And I'm just going to have to draw the line there and eventually figure out a gear setup and get some champs to do it. If I can get a Man-Eater, I think we can do it. But until I get a Man-Eater or another block damage champ that's got block damage on the whole team, and I find some really sick gear and get it leveled up, we're not going past stage 9. So yeah, we're just going to farm stage 9. So that's simple. I've found my limit, and I've got to play within it. Because it's the only way... It's the only way I can get the materials. Is to fight the only difficulty that I can do. The highest difficulty I can consistently do, which is probably this. It's probably stage 9. Cannot do stage 10. Stage 10 is too OP. And I've got to go farm some food after this, because otherwise I'm going to fall way too behind in CVC contributions. That is the bitter truth of the matter. In fact, it's so true that I'm gonna have to book Drakul in the meantime, just to make up for the fact that I'm doing this boss. Because this boss is not giving me any points. That's the thing that, like, every other boss gives me points. Not this one. It's like Doom Tower bosses. They don't give you any CVC points. But who do I want to book? It's a legendary. That's the real question. Oh, I know a legendary I won't regret booking. Drax. I don't think I'll regret booking Drax. But yeah, as you can see, at least I hope you can see, otherwise you have vision problems, this boss is a massive issue. And does a lot of damage. And the higher level you go, the worse and more apparent this damage becomes. As it gets to the point where even my other durable champs start to struggle versus the damage. Okay, yeah. That's a mark of how destructive this boss is. When on stage 9, it can wipe out my revivers. And I still gotta do more of it. How far ahead are they? I don't know, and I don't care. I have to do stuff urgently. Well, I can upgrade a mastery. I still have to give them more masteries. Yeah, her helmet needs to be a better helmet. That's a lot of books to get it with one cooldown thingy. Who do I want to book that needs help a lot? You know, crazy as this sounds, we can help out Bellower, right? He's good enough to help. Because I have to compensate. I have to compensate for the fact that I'm doing that stupid boss. This will be the last battle I do of this for now. Because after this, I've got to farm. Lots of food. Because I can't let these other suckers get comfy. Because they're getting comfy with me. That's the truth. They're getting comfy. They're like, yeah, he's not gonna try. I don't want him to get comfy. Like, even with these War Master procs, it's still so hard to do enough damage to it. Like, you see how little damage that dealt? It's like 8k. Look how little 8k does to its health bar. I want you all to observe just how little that does. Yeah, 8k. Okay, took another 50k there. Look how little 50k is. Look how much health he has. Like, look at this. It's ridiculous. This boss actually gets ridiculous, man. Like, I would not be surprised if he had over 1 million HP right now. If he had like several million HP, I would not be surprised. Like 10 million? I wouldn't even be surprised. Or something ridiculous. Because I'm literally... It's funny that the most vulnerable member I have is literally someone who is just supposed to revive and heal. It's hilarious. Thankfully, in 2 minutes time, which will probably be all the time it takes for me to fight this boss, it will reset and it will allow me to do some more food farming. Because that... Like, the reason I'm doing it on this difficulty is because I know I can't beat the other one since it's out of my limits and I don't have the gear and the craziness required. I might as well just fight this guy. The highest possible one I can fight and I've won against and get my stuff that way. Because I don't want to waste time losing to this and losing points at the same time. I want to at least get the fusion material from this boss. That is my logic. You know? Because I'm gonna need a lot of it to make the upgrades. You know? I don't think he was exaggerating when Deadwood Jedi said that you'd want 100% uptime on block damage on this boss. I don't think he was exaggerating, because without it, I don't see either that or unkillable setup. I don't see how you beat stage 15. Or anything even like stage 10 above. I don't see how you beat it. Because otherwise, if you take that damage any other way, you're probably just dead. I'm not kidding. I'd love to be kidding you. But I'm not kidding this time. I mean it. Just like I meant it when I said I'm going after Diablo, I meant it when I said this boss is a very serious boss as you go up. It starts off as somewhat of a joke, and then it slowly ramps up until it turns into a monstrosity that you need very specific gear for. The words Doomsday Machine start to ring in your head. You're like, oh yeah, he's a Doomsday Machine. Right. Okay, yeah. We'll continue this in the next episode. And I've got to go farm food. And I got a whole bunch of rewards anyway, which I'll gladly take. And we got a Void Shard, but I only want to save it for the actual boosted summons. And we'll see you all then.